Good evening. It is your Sunday fix yet again. I am joined by my usual hosts that is becoming a weekly thing now. It is the four of us, and we are your Sunday night entertainment. I have got to the left of me, Mike McCaffrey. How are we?
Yeah, mate, I'm good. Buzzing, good weekend. Feel a bit rough today.
You started the Manjaro jabs. What do you
Obviously,
expect?
I'm on day 2 of the fat jabs. The wife's been putting me on them. I'll talk about that a bit later. But yeah, I'm here, boys. I'm here.
That's what we like to see in here, mate. And to my bottom left, we have the one, the only, the project, Billy Wood. How are we?
I'm good. I've had a interesting weekend. Well, great week actually. So a great week to start with.
Yep.
I have had, but on the footballing front, women's team have had 3 games in 7 days.
Wow.
Without playing 6 weeks for 6 weeks prior to that. So you can imagine the legs are heavy. Lack of players due to availability, injury as well. Injuries played a massive part on that. But yeah, we've had that. Obviously, Hastings yesterday, fantastic. I'm sure we'll talk about that later. And yeah, look, on a personal note, I've had a bloody good weekend. So
Good.
yeah, it's been all right. I'm feeling fresh. I'm feeling good. Could do with some sleep, so I might be in bed by 10 too. But we'll see how we go.
That's good. It's good, mate. We like to hear when you have a good weekend, mate. It's all positive.
Yeah, exactly.
And exactly, mate. And below me, we have the poshest name for a goalkeeper going in football. If I stand corrected, it is Monty Watson Price. And after, we need to talk about this game you were playing in yesterday, mate, with that wonder strike.
Oh, it's the only good thing about that game. I mean, it was potentially the most boring game of football I've ever played in. So even the referee said to me before half time, I'm so bored. But hey, got the result, got the clean sheet. That's all that matters. So I'm all happy.
That's what we like to hear. So, first topic I wanted to talk about, and I put it in the group earlier because it sort of came up last night, and it sort of goes with what Billy said before with when teams lose and the other team sort of congratulates them and that sort of thing, is if a team loses, don't go and do a man of the match or a player on your team, just in my eyes, because to me, they haven't put in a man of the match performance because you've lost. I mean, teams that go out and get and lose, perfect one. Little Common, Horsham YM yesterday. Horsham come back from last week, win 6-0. Little Common player gets man of the match after a 6-0 loss. I don't get it. Is it just me? Is it a done thing to do in football and to give the players that little bit of morale and a boost, or do they not want to be downhearted and suffer the consequences of a loss to say, look, you've lost, you need to improve for the following week?
All right, I'll pop in there first, lads.
Yeah.
And good evening, by the way. Right, there's 3 angles to this, I see.
Okay.
First and foremost, if you win, you should be getting man of the match. There's a man of the match, but we're talking about if you lose.
Yeah.
Now, if you lose in 3, 4, 5, 6-0, I think it's embarrassing to give it out.
Yeah.
If you lose 2-1 and the player is clearly the best player on the park, or he scored a couple of goals, or he's done something that's really made an impact, I think you can justify that. The third angle is match day sponsors and that have to give a man the match, and usually that match day sponsor comes from the home side. They would usually follow that home side and may not know about the other side, may not really be football fans, and then still have to give something else. They'd probably give it to someone within that losing side if they lost at home. Okay, so there's all angles, but over and above all, I don't think they should be given out unless you win or you have done something that is really everyone around can say, yeah, he deserved that.
Yeah.
That's just my spin on it. You know, it's the same, for me. It's the same with runners-up trophies in finals.
Yeah,
Don't talk
fuck
about
them off.
that.
Shouldn't have them. Shouldn't have them.
All the runners-up trophies in the bin. Put them in the bin.
Agreed.
It's a participation medal, isn't it?
It is, mate. They're giving it for anything these days.
But yeah, right, okay, go back to the player of the match, right? There's some clubs that do it based on what Mike said about sponsors. So, for example, Eastbourne Borough obviously lost most of their games this year. They'd give out like a little coin, right? Because obviously they got a sponsor that wants to sell their coins, I guess. I don't know. But they give the little coins, so they have to do a man of the match. At Hastings, we have obviously a match day sponsor, and part of the package is that they give out the man of the match. Now, never ever has the match day sponsor said, "Oh, number 9 of the other team," or like number 5 of the other team. They've always gave it to a home player. Now, I find it embarrassing. There's times when we've lost games and people have got the man of the match and they got the bottle of champagne, and it's like, look, stick it in your bag, mate. We just fucking lost. Do you know what I mean? Do you really, really, really need to do it? Look, going to Little Common, I think for me, look, they lost heavy yesterday. They did, yeah. From what I hear, Horsham obviously were fantastic. But at the same time with Little Common, they do, and this is the hard bit, Lee, and it's really hard because it's in football, you lose 6-0, yeah, sure. You're not the likelihood is no one's gonna be man of the match, yeah? Like no one. But that being said, Little Common probably have they're trying to up their social media, and they're doing. I think they're doing a better job this year. They're getting more fans go to the ground. They're creating a bit more of an atmosphere and stuff. And I think they've got a sponsor. They give. I think it's the beers away, don't they? I think, right. And I think it's just maybe it's part. I don't know. I'm speculating, right? And look at me being a diplomatic one here, not the one having a go at someone.
I know. It's good to see.
Change, right? But I'm sure I'll get into that later. I'm just warming up, boys. I'm just warming up. But no, like with regards to Little Common, they've probably done it that way, and they probably have this set thing now that they do after every game. And look, I'm telling you this for a fact. Do you think Russell Eldridge or Dan there, who pretty much runs the club behind the scenes, any of them were happy with losing 6-0? I don't think so. Like, look, knowing them, knowing the club long enough, I can't see them being happy to do that. But at the same time, maybe the sponsor believed that he was their man of the match, right? You can still have you can still have a player that's been your outstanding player of the game, even if you got battered, right? When they lost 9-0 on Tuesday night, right? I got 4 or 5 texts from people saying that my old keeper, Harry Howes, who I had at Uckfield, who then come back to Hastings, broke into the Hastings first team, has now gone on to East Grinstead to play football, was man of the match. But he shipped 9, right? He shipped 9 goals. But without him, I heard it could have been 16 or 17. You probably had, Monty, maybe you've not been on any 9-0ers, but you probably had the same as a goalkeeper, right? Where you've been man of the match. But you've probably been on a 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, whatever, but you've made some incredible saves throughout it and what have you. So I totally get the point. And I hate losers and I hate losing, right? And I had a back end of last season losing. And with all due respect, my women's team this year, which has been and we'll talk about women's football later, as it is International Women's Day.
It is.
I've gone on a run this year where we've not won many games at all because we're in a structured, in a change around of the structure off the pitch, and I can't really we have no budget to invest in players or really at the moment facilities to overly attract. So we've had to kind of have a stabilizing year, just trying to work out how we can get things better off the pitch. So look, I've lost a lot. I've lost probably more in 2025 going into 2026. I've lost more games than I've ever lost, right? And so me coming in slagging off losers is probably wrong because effectively I've become one, right? Look, being honest, me, I'm never going to be around the bush. It is what it is. But I do believe that there's two things. One, how the players, the manager react after a loss, right? And how they deal with it, and whether they believe someone should be man of the match, and that there's a club level of there's commitments, responsibilities, and things that they may have sold that they may need to deliver it. Now, if you haven't got those things in the club, then Man of the match, yeah, it's pointless, right? But yeah, just that's my take on it.
Yeah, no, it's straight up. Mike,
Can I just jump in because I've actually
Yeah.
just had great guy from Little Common just message in,
Mm.
and his words were, "It's really difficult to choose a man of the match when you lose heavily, but we have a sponsor who then chooses from there." Is exactly what he said. So
Yeah.
that is, I think that's spot on. That's
Yeah,
how
makes
you,
sense.
yeah.
that's how you got to react. So
Yeah.
cheers to the man. He knows who he is. There for messages in from Little Common.
Up the commoners.
Yeah, mate. Up the family.
Yeah.
Money?
No, that's fair enough. Mon, what's your take on it?
Yeah, it's very similar to what Bill said. I mean, I've had games. I played when I played for YM. We went to Worthing. We got smashed 7-2.
Mhm.
I was man of the match because even the Worthing manager said if it hadn't been for me, it probably would have been about 20. So,
was that like a backhanded compliment? You let in 7.
I let in 7, but I mean
I'm telling you, Harry Howes, he let in 9.
I mean, the season after we beat them twice, so that's all that matters. So yeah, but if the players, like for example, a goalkeeper, the majority of times goalkeepers will have really good games, and you might not win because if you win 5 or 6-0, the goalie's probably not going to have much to do.
Yeah.
Whereas in a tighter game or a game that you get smashed, the goalie's going to have more to do. So I can see goalkeepers winning man of the match, and then if you only do it when you win, then your goalkeepers might not get enough credit. And then again, like you said, Mike, with sponsors, if the sponsors paid to pick man of the match, they pick man of the match. I mean, we had it. It was our first time this season. We've had a match sponsor on Tuesday night against Hayward Heath, and
really,
It's
it's the
the first time this season.
First time. I think it's the first time this season. We don't get many. We don't get many sponsors at all. So and our sponsor was our under-14s manager, our under-14s girls manager. So and he's paid to sponsor the match, and he gets the privilege of selecting the man of the match and then getting the advertising from it.
No, I'm just going to jump in on that one, Mike, if that's all right. Well, unfortunately, that's part of when people sponsor, they want advertising. So unfortunately, you can't hide it.
Yeah. That's what they want. They want their logo. They want their business, out there.
Yeah.
And on Little Common, like, I just want to say, like, they used to get battered for going, like, their social media feed was literally just got a game, either they common score or common trowel. Remember, it was like common trowel. Then they had a bad period, and they changed it from common trowel to wee trowel, right? But they're now doing so much more better things and trying better things, yeah. That you got to see it through, because if you have a bad one, it's like hiding. Like I completely by accident, right? So with the women's team, we played Eastbourne Borough, right? The money side of the league. 2 ex-England England internationals, one who currently plays for England's women's futsal team. You know, both have played. One played for Arsenal, one played for Chelsea. You know, other loads of good players played for them. All played for me, and like I've paid a lot of money for those players in the past anyway. So I'm not gonna knock it. It's just a fact, right? And we lost on Wednesday 5-0 to them, right? 5-0. They were a better side. It's just what it is. But I wrote out a tweet, and I didn't send it. And it's like,
that's a bit unlike you, mate.
Because I don't do the Hastings United social media, but for the women's team, if no one's about, I will just do it. Yeah. So I don't do the anything anymore. I don't do the graphics, nothing. And it completely didn't go out. And then obviously, so like when lost today, I made sure, I was like, all right, rather than waiting on anyone, I'm just going to do it and make sure it goes out, because it's important that it does. But if the commoners now sticking to this, like I said, a better match day graphics this year, better everything, and they're also having a season where they're not struggling like it was last year. They've picked up good points and they've done well with the players. But yeah, I get the point. It makes a mockery a little bit of man of match is a mockery. I think by the way, I actually think man of match is one of the biggest mockeries in football. If I'm honest, I don't like it. Really,
mate. You see how big the trophy is at Loxwood for man of the match.
Oh, it's massive. Yeah,
mate, it's like winning the European Cup. Do you know
they go for the week.
People get trophies.
No,
If I got
Hold
paid
it.
10 I still accept it because it's that big.
Oh,
We
right,
get a
because
handshake.
I was thinking. I was thinking. Right. Imagine this. Imagine if you won man of the match for Oxford, yeah, but 7 days came in 4 days before. And you get to take this trophy home, and 2 days later, your 7 days cleared, and you're off. I'm taking the trophy at Lingfield. See you
Like
later.
taking the belt, mate.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been done, mate. It's been done. You know.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like, man of match is so subjective, right? Like, there's some games that is obvious, but man of match is so subjective, isn't it? Like, different people think different people had the best game, right? Like, Hastings weekend, I would have gone. Lucas Franz and Jones had his best game for Hastings in the Hastings show. It was fantastic, right? But then I also look at it and go, actually, I think our back four defended incredibly well when they needed to. I think, and then I'll go, oh, actually, I think Jordan Mason was one of the best players on the pitch. And then you go, oh, but Lucas Franz Jones great first half, and like it's just so subjective. And
It's
there's
difficult.
so many times Hastings man of the match gets given out. And I'm telling you for a fact, again, subjective, but my thoughts on it. The person who gets it is never the man of the match, because I shouldn't really say this because it makes the sponsor. Fuck it, I'm saying it. I don't think everyone understands. I don't think people who watch football don't actually understand football. So, like, their man of the match might be the person who scored a wonder goal from 30 yards that runs quiet for 85 minutes. Or it might be the geezer who runs down the wing with the ball, it looks pretty with the ball, but never has any end product. It's so subjective. And it's so many times the man of the match gets called. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You know, like, this geezer is like, and I'm not talking just this year. I'm talking for like 5-6 years. I've noticed that. But yeah, it's just fucking man. Let's ban man of matches. Just ban them. Ban them now.
That's fair enough. I wanted to get your thoughts on it and all that sort of thing. So I'm glad we covered that bit.
It's nice. I don't have to write a list every week, even though you're on the list, Mike. By the way,
I'm on the list.
You are on the list, Mike, and I think I want to bring it up now, if that's all right. I'm gonna just get into it. Lee,
go. Mike, why are you on what?
Mike, why are you on the list?
This is not in the script.
No,
why am I on the list?
Why do you think you're on the list?
Oh, hang on a minute.
Mike McCaffrey. Well, actually, Mike, before we get into that, we had a little bit of a Angmering loving yesterday, didn't we?
We did, yes.
God,
we didn't realise that we both play for Angmering.
Yeah, we did. And he was like, you know that? So I sent some great pictures of me playing for the club, trying to break legs every fucking game, but it was all right. We had a good go, but you had some great stories from back there, didn't you? You won the league there.
I did. Yeah, we did. And that we had a mustard team, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. And it all came up
on a carpet at Decoy Drive, mate. A carpet.
Oh, the Decoy Drive. That's the first time I've ever played for a team when the insults from away supporters was you lot have 6 fingers in one hand. And I actually did look at my hand to just double check. But those are the Angmering days. So look, why are you on the list, Mike? Right?
Go on, why am I on the list?
Yeah.
I'm going to read this tweet out. Read this tweet.
Oh, no.
Wife escorted me to footy today. Yesterday, she put me on the fat injections. Today, she's the Cruz Campo police. I need to grow a pair. What will tomorrow bring? So, Mike, what did tomorrow bring? What happened today?
Today, we had a good day.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. Yes, I did go on those fat injections. Look, mate, I'm 16'7". Yeah, I'm a 6'1" lad. So I'm
you're a big lad.
I'm not like huge, but
no. I mean, you're big in your height. You're tall.
You're tall. Yeah.
Tall, yeah. So right. So I said I'll go on them. The one little thing is I've one fear, and that's needles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely shit.
Fair enough.
Fucking scared of them. Right.
Yeah.
So she did it. She administered it because she works in the NHS. She stuck it in my belly like that. You don't feel it.
Yeah.
I'm a big lad. I got my certificate. Weighed myself this morning.
You lost weight?
I sort of put on ½ pound.
Yeah, but you only did start them yesterday.
I shit you not. I weighed myself yesterday morning. I was 16.7. And I was, where it tinkers between 16.7 and 16.8. Like, well, you wouldn't know, but I know. You know what I mean? In there. And but today I can't eat a fucking thing.
Not hungry.
Not hungry at all, mate.
Yeah, but that for me, that's like hell.
Mate,
so
I love to eat.
I just had a jam roly poly with custard before I jumped on here, mate. I love my food, right?
Mate, I deal with that. I would deal with that, but at the moment
exactly.
I can't, right? So
Right.
look, yeah, and
you're banned from beer.
Well, sort of goes against it, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. So
look,
we
I had a few pints yesterday at Wick.
Right.
And that,
right. Okay.
But
look, I was concerned that we're going to end up with a stick thin, 6'1", non-drinking, non-partying
Mike McCaffrey.
Yeah, and for me, we have to shut the pod down. It can't happen.
Pod's done.
We need.
I hope I do see the results.
#, free mic. All right, we have to free mic because
I think our idea was that we're all going on a family holiday to Dubai we were supposed to be in May, yeah. And I wanted that big fuck off 6-pack. All the lads list, all the.
you have to work out. You can't just lose the weight.
Yeah, I sort of understand now, and I sort of been telling myself, all I need is 6 weeks. You know what I mean? But I never seem to start that
pre-season. Get yourself ready.
So look, I am definitely going to do them for at least a month.
Right. Okay. Right. So we need to from today. It's the 8th of March, 8th of April. Yeah. We need a progress report. All right.
Yeah.
We need to understand you're doing this purely because your missus wants a picture of you, your top off in Dubai, and that's it. Like that's why you're doing this. Yeah,
that's probably look at it that way. That's an expensive photo.
It's but it is what it is, right? It is what it is.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But I will be not drinking at games. The only problem I've got is tomorrow I leave to go to Cheltenham for the festival.
Cheltenham with no booze.
Well, no, you can have booze on it, but you just still don't lose weight. I think.
No,
I'm not sure. I really read the
lose weight. If you're going to do it, you got to do it properly, ain't you?
Well, exactly.
But I am. Yes, I am, and we will see. We will see. But apparently,
well done, mate. Well done. Well done for not getting a personal trainer and doing it the hard way. Like, well done.
Got that. Take 3 stone off me.
Yeah, if it works,
I'm done.
Talking about you had a couple of pints at the football yesterday, Mike. Where were you yesterday? Do tell.
Mate, I went and watched Wick v Lingfield. Really good game. Caught up with Lee Baldwin, Craig Stewart of Wick, a few of the lads over there, Dozer, who's doing bits behind the scenes for Wick, and Sue was wonderful, laying on all the hospitality, and Big Rich Williams from Lingfield, he was there with his lads.
And we know he's watching.
Lovely chat with him. Good game. Look, put it into context. It was 3-1. Lingfield completely deserved it. They didn't. Wick didn't really get going. And there's one thing I've got to mention. It was brilliant, and I told them this after. They got a skipper called Connor Wilford, isn't it? Yeah, Connor Wilford. Right, and he got a penalty at the end of debatable penalty. Was it? It was. Took the penalty, put it away. Went over to the Wick fans who've been giving shit all game. They've been like proper ultra. I was in there with lovely, brilliant. My missus was like, and he went over there. Did the
cut the ears.
Yeah, mate. Took a booking for it.
I actually really like him. I saw him.
Took a booking for it. Went there. And look, if you give it, you've got to be able to take it when it's
exactly.
That's how it is. But from what I saw yesterday, Lingfield are not going to be in trouble at all. I mean,
what's changed?
What's changed?
It's the same
I haven't really seen them pre-season or during the season so much. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
What I mean is because obviously Liam Joyce has walked away, right?
Yeah, that's Rich. That's Rich, the chairman.
Yeah.
So Liam, by the way, got a lot of time for Joyce here. I think he's a great lad. And a good character as well. And he said he's gonna come out and watch Jason's game, and he's always welcome. Come
across really well.
Everyone's always welcome to come and watch a game if they want to. Like we'll sort anyone out on the list. So if you're a supporter of this, or you're a coach, or you're out of work, or you're another chairman ain't got a game, like you're always welcome at the pilot field. But it's still his staff taking the games, right? It's still I think it's Charlie McCarthy. I might have got his name wrong, but Charlie, and also is a really nice guy as well. I've dealt with him in the women's game, and the other lad who's been there forever, I think. Oh God, my name's sorry. I feel bad if anyone is offended by me not getting the name right. I'm sorry, or even not even knowing the name. I'm sorry, but it's the same staff and the same players, right? So, do you just think it's one of those things where? And I'm not speculating and I'm not saying too much into it because it's not fair because I don't know the full story. And I think Rich, the chairman, obviously is a big support of what we do and he's a good guy. But we still always speak honest on the air and we're open, right? Yeah. Even if to our mates, we'll hammer our mates if we need to, right? Do you just think that it just didn't work for whatever reason? Maybe manager was burnt out by the challenge. Maybe the demands of what is expected on the site couldn't be met because it is the same people and they're now going to pick up results. And I think even with Joycey in, I think they probably would have been safe anyway.
100%.
I can't sit here and say that he would have gotten relegated, but at the same time, there was pressure on because they were teetering close, and then Shoreham started getting a little bit of hope, which. Yeah, yesterday didn't really help that, but Lance in a falling away side too, but got a little bit of hope and probably thought, fuck, we might get caught up here. So like I said, I don't know the full story, but
I could tell you from yesterday,
yeah,
they were full value for that 3-1.
Yeah, I bet.
But they really were, and I don't really think they completely got into top gear either.
Well.
In there, Wick had 2 or 3 new players playing yesterday as well. That's going to take a little bit of time to put together. They got a big. I think they got Von. Is it Von's DNs at the week? Midweek? Maybe?
Yes, I believe so.
That's a massive match for them. But Linfield, with the stuff they got going in the background as well, they have to plan for the step 5. Do you know what I mean? And everything like that. Going down to step 6 would have really put them back. And
no, 100%.
And they got big ambitions, mate. So but yeah,
there's a host of fixtures, isn't there, on Monday night? Tuesday, sorry. Tuesday. Host of fixtures. Yeah. So Lingfield have got Crawley Down Gatwick. Crawley Down Gatwick are at home in that game. Horsham Wyham have got Midas and Eastbourne. Wick are hosting Vardinians. The Commoners, I think, are playing. Is that the Peter Bentley semi-final against Pagham?
Yeah.
Obviously, biased here, but I want Common to win that. No offense to Pagham, but Common's on my doorstep. Then you got Seaford Town at home to Peacehaven, which will be that could be a little moment. I think you never know. And that's it. And
that's derby, isn't it, as well? A little feisty derby, that one.
Yeah. So
but also, since his 2 games in charge so far, has it been a draw and a win for Lingfield?
But right, okay. You have to look at the games as well, and if you look at the games before that, I know they lost to Seaford, but they 5 games before that, was they beat Little Common, they lost to Eastbourne United, who have beaten everyone, if we're honest. Seaford Town, maybe the result lost that 3-2, but should they off at home? They drew with Pagham, which is a great result, and then they lost 5-2 to Bexhill United, and they were 2-1 up at half time. So second half, I don't know. It could have been a little bit of a knee jerky, or it could have been one of those ones where this ain't working no more. I'm saying I'm completely speculating. Ben, there you go. Sorry, Ben. I've spoke to Ben as well, and on WhatsApp and like stuff. He's a really, really good guy.
Top lad.
But yeah, I think I look at it and go, they've changed it, but they haven't changed it. It's just literally like the manager's gone, but everyone else is there. So we'll see. But look, I don't think they're going to go down. I think I'm clear for a long time ago that I don't think that they're going to be a club that go. I saw enough when I saw them play Shoreham, and they were still kind of in their changeover period.
Yeah.
But the captain and fucking top. You can see that he gets them going. You can see he's a character. You can see he's a leader.
He's a proper leader.
Yeah, you can see that, and you know, a few other players that they had, I was like, you know what, I know it's Shoreham they're playing today, but you know, when you're losing and you've only got 4 minutes to go, and you have to fight to go and win the game of football, you have to go, come on, there's something about this group, there's something about this staff, and they'll be all right. They'll be totally all right.
Well, I'll tell you what, you'll see more when I think the next episodes of Project Lingfield are coming out in like maybe next.
I need to watch the last one. I need to watch it.
It's good. Last one.
Well, this is the one where they obviously changed the manager and that now, so that'd be definitely.
Cool.
Well, the next one is to change your manager.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Of course it is.
Yeah, it will be, won't it? So just on that, so just before I come to you, Bill, about Hastings' game yesterday.
Yeah.
And I know you must be feeling good about that because of who it was against.
Thanks.
So yeah, but I just want to bring up quickly a tweet that I saw, and I posted it in our WhatsApp group. And it's actually going on from what we said last week about the whole racism thing that went on with Horsham YM and all that. But it's Dill Town put a tweet out that it was one of their fans engaged in racist slurs or comments. But the really good thing about it was they dealt with it straight away, and that fan got a life ban from the club.
Fair enough.
I mean, you can't say fairer than that the club, you know, they didn't seem like they dealt with it there and then, got it done, put the tweet out.
This is my problem though, right? What does the person who's been banned learn? They just go and support another non-league club down the road, right? They're just like, there's so many Kent clubs. With all due respect, you cough and you fucking see a Kent football club at step 3, 4, 5, right? There's loads of them. Now, I get it, and I think it's right that they should be banned, yeah. But at the same time, can't we educate people? Are we that are we that stuck with time or care that it's like, well, no, like that person's long. I don't know what he said. If he says something absolutely repulsive, then you kind of have to pull them aside, and they have to be banned. But I just think, I don't know, like I'm sick of racism. I'm absolutely sick of it. Yeah? And it's rearing its ugly head more and more because I believe, Mike, like because of, again, I think it's down, like, I don't think politics helps, right? And what I mean by that is, I don't think people are smart enough to understand what these new parties are trying to actually do, right? And I think these parties are also being very clever to I shouldn't say, mate, I'm being shit with my words tonight, but the kind of, yeah, okay, I'm gonna say it. The lower IQ people, I was gonna say thick, but the lower IQ people, yeah, who don't really get the top end of it, like, Mike, you're very much on politics. You kind of get an understanding, have a clear idea of what you think needs to be done, right? Liam Monty, I don't really know your political.
No, I understand it.
What everyone thinks in politics is up to them, and I couldn't give a shit what people actually think.
Yeah,
but I actually think that some of the narratives by some of the leading parties, Conservatives, Labour, and whatever, and the reforms of the world and the Green parties, right? I think what they think they're doing is they have their plans and whatever, and great, right? And we need radicalization in politics now. We do, and this isn't a politics podcast, and it's not gonna be a politics podcast, right? But I think because of that lower undercurrent belly of the, like, I think racism's getting worse. I think people are starting to venge and hate on minority things. Like, let's be honest, look how many, like, you know, asylum seekers, or, you know, people on dinghy, like they talk like people on dinghies and stuff like that, right? And don't get me wrong, there's people here coming over to take the piss, and there's other people coming in to save their lives, right? It's just, and that's like going anywhere else, whatever. It's just the way life is. There's always going to be the people coming here for handouts and doing wrong. There's always going to be people going, "Thank you so much for saving me." It's just the way the world works. But because of this undercurrent, I feel like people think they can stand up and go and not read the room, or not read what it's all meant to be about, and go,
crowd, yeah,
this is what I think, right? Whether it's the the marches in London, like people going British and proud. There's people going, I'm British and proud because I love my country and blah blah blah. And there's other people going there going, actually, I'm going there because I want to have a fight with a bunch of lefties, right? Or there's other people going there because they actually want to get the point across of what we need to do to change this country to survive. So I think with all that going on in the world right now, especially in England, and then we see more news about what Trump wants to do and all this sort of stuff, right? I think there is an undercurrent, and I just think it's too easy just to go ban. Cam just brought up a good point about if you're banned, you probably should be banned from all football.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you do, like if you get banned from like Chelsea or Man United, you'll get like a court order which bans you from going to football grounds for a amount of time. Yeah, there should be something like that. But unfortunately, it's hard to police that because they still have to take them. They wouldn't have the same CCTV footage or whatever to be able to go, boom, that person's got it. So what we need to think about is, like, this person's done wrong, they're banned, fine, whatever. But to make them educated about it more, do you reckon there's classes that you can do about, or there can be like a curriculum by the FA? I think maybe the FA got to start taking a bit more interest in this. Sussex FA, have you still seen a tweet from them, by the way, about what happened last week? Have we heard anything from the league? Have I missed anything? No,
mate.
That's the problem, right? These clubs are trying to deal with the situation, but the leagues won't get involved. Ishmael League will probably get involved. They probably will because they're a bit more kind of professional than, with all due respect. And I should, there's probably committee members of the league on here, but they're a little bit kind of more organised than Ishmael, than the county prem or the county leagues. And trust me, I've had my runs with the Ishmael League, so it's not because I prefer them, that's for sure. But I just think we can do more. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think it should just be banned, or because I
should be?
I think there should be zero tolerance.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Do you know what I mean? And if you're banned from one club, that should be like a life ban. You said some things earlier. Back in the day, they used to go and have scraps. That was it. Do you know what I mean? That was their mentality for that. That was, and you're right with the fact there's more social media. There is political unrest in the country. People are pissed off. People ain't got as much money as anything. People are looking to vent anger. Sometimes that goes down the wrong way. It's not a great time at the moment in the country.
No.
And but it shouldn't happen. People should be banned. But how do you educate something that could have been from a nurture, from within how they were brought up, their
we talk about their
parents. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you can isolate people and get them to do their courses and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
But if you've grown up with it, or it's been if it's in your, like we talked about, like love my nan to bits, right? And I do, and she doesn't really have. I'm saying she's not going to get done for it, right? But she's.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
She's not really racist. Well, no, like I know I'm going to say because actually she never meant any harm in it. So my nan, she is late 80s now, fit as a fiddle, walks 10K a day, right? In her late 80s, fit as a fiddle. Mine's still there, the lot, right? She worked in a school. She was a head cook at a school. All her adult, like, that was what she did, So she looked after kids, like in Croydon. So it is multicultural, but it weren't always. When I remember when I was a young kid in Croydon, like it was still very, very white, right? It was still like, that shows my age, but it was, and obviously that changed. And she, with no ill feeling at all, right? And she loved the kids. The kids loved her, like all the kids, right? Because a lot of them were from shit homes, because New Addington's not really a nice place. So a lot of them were broken homes where mums didn't even take them to school and stuff. She had this one black kid who was like, she would always give a little bit extra to, because she could tell like those were a bit ripped. And once she didn't get in trouble for it, she got pulled a little bit sidebar on her thing and said, "Look, be careful, Mark, because you get yourself in problems." She's retired now, so I can say it. She called the kid Charlie Brown, right? And that was like, she didn't do it in like an attacking way, but I said to her,
malice way,
I didn't understand it. She didn't think she was doing anything wrong. But when I explained it to her, you can see the realization of like it kind of sits in them, and like I can't tolerate racism even from my nan, but like it's I think generationally it is dying out, and that's great. And I'm so
Yeah.
proud of this country because we are multicultural, and we should respect and look after it, like wherever you're from. I think wherever you fucking come over here to settle in this country because your own country is not great, or you were born here from generation to generation to generation. I think if we look after each other better, we'll have less of these stupid cases, less fucking crime, less fucking sexual crime. All that, like it will go down if we start looking after people. But my thing in this is, Mike, I agree. I don't think the 3, 4, 5 generations thing of it being ingrained in your soul is going to change you. And you might just go and do a course just because you want to go to the football next weekend, right? So I do think there should be bans. But I do also think, mate, it might be worthwhile clubs having in their AGMs every year where older supporters normally go to, right? Let's be honest. And holding, like in the AGM, there should be something that should be come down from an FA or from the local FA, whether it's Sussex, Kent, Surrey, or whatever, and it's like a bit of a refresher, right?
Yeah.
And then you should have players on there who have been affected, like, you know what, like this really affected me for this reason, or this, you know, made me not want to play the game anymore, like from their different back, like, and give people a little bit of an oversight of why racism hurts. Like calling someone a name you might think it's harmless, but it ain't harmless because that person's got to wear it, and it ain't probably the first time they've had to deal with it. So I think, I don't know, maybe I'm trying to make too much work for people. I'm being a job's worth, and it ain't going to happen. But come on, like Sussex FA, it's still not said a thing. A thing. Who is the officer there? Who
no
is,
statement. Nothing.
Like, who is the welfare officer at County FA? Like, I'm sorry, and I'm a big supporter of Sussex FA, big supporter. But I'm telling you this: you have shown no care and consideration to what happened last week. And if the governing bodies aren't, and we're letting the clubs police, which we have done, end of the day, Horsham's captain got rescinded, which was the right thing to do. But there's still been nothing from the upper above. Not even, I'm not condemning a club or anything like that, but just saying that racism will never be accepted by any of us, and should not be accepted at any of our clubs. We stand against right? Or come up with a tariff of what's going to happen if people do stuff. Nothing. So if the governing bodies aren't going to do anything properly, how come, like, we sit here and we can knock clubs, but ultimately, like, every club's going to have a different stance. So the counties FAs have got to get involved and set some boundaries up. Whether that is lifetime bans, whether that is an FA thing. Like, I'm rambling on here and tell me to shut up. But I feel about it. I'm really,
I absolutely get what you're saying, and that the club that this was obviously affected last time, they dealt with it, I thought, in a as good
professional way.
Do you know what I mean? They stopped because they knew there'd be chat online and stuff like that, so they went straight in there and dealt with it. You know, one thing is sad though, is for like a couple of episodes we've had to mention this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, when all the good football's going on out there.
I mean, I want to bring it up because of how Dill dealt with it, but again, it's just one of those things of it's happened again, second week running. It's just somewhere different this time. It's a different club. But what Bill said, what you said, Mike, completely. There needs to be some sort of change. There needs to be some sort of education of it and that sort of thing. And I suppose it's now we just wait and see what happens. But like we know, when will that happen? We don't know. So no. But Bill, big game yesterday. How did it feel to get that win against that team?
I woke up in cold sweats. I was I am. Actually, I'm going to rewind a little, right? It was Saturday, but the Friday before, a lovely Friday, a great Friday night. Yeah, relaxed, recuperated, got myself in the right frame of mind for the next day. And then Saturday came. I thought, oh my God, I've got to go Beckenham. And then I thought I better take my daughter with me for moral support just in case, right? So I took my middle daughter with me. But look, the difference is we've got good Hastings side. Just it's been a bumpy season. I had to realise that Dave didn't just get the job on Thursday, have half the players walk out the door on him, and had to turn up there. He was all right. Do you know what I mean? So, in fact, like we have Jules Taggart plays for us, and Jules played for me that day. And I went and saw the boys before the game, and just from I said, "Fucking hell!" I remember last time we were here, Tags, and he was like, "Yeah, it's a shit." But look, the truth is, Beckenham probably aren't the same side they were. Well, they're not the same side they were last year. They're not. But they're still dogged. They've got some good players, and they're definitely put up a fight. But I just think we were the better side by far. I think Lucas Franzen-Jones had his best game in the Hastings shirt since coming. Like he showed his quality in front of goal yesterday. Both his goals were well taken. I think our wide players played well. I just think we were robust, right? You know, was we perfect? Absolutely not, and we're not going to be at this point. You know, we are
safe though now, aren't you? But
no, I'm not going to say that, Mike. I don't think so. We're 10 points clear. We're 10 points clear. I think we need 1 or 2 more wins just to go right. We'll be all right, and we'll do that. And I do believe we will. I never ever thought we'd go down ever. If I'm honest, I never thought we were going to go down. I didn't bring Dave into the football club because I think he's going to be the manager to take us down. He's had to deal with all due respect, he had to deal with a lot in a sense of like change. Like he gets hammered for the changeover of players, but then when you look at the players that have gone, they've either gone to higher up clubs or they've gone. Maybe we'll talk about them in a sec. But they've gone to higher up clubs, or we've moved them on because they've not been good enough, or it's been a loan expiry by the club that they're at. So I think it's been hard on him. But I think yesterday was a real shining light of what we can be. That we were dogged, and I want to just say, Hastings United supporters, fantastic. Like it gave me goosebumps because it reminded me of what they were like away from home. They were loud, the drum was banging, they had chants for every player again.
Get the drum on.
Yeah, they had the drum on. But they started singing songs, different songs. Like Jordan Mace's got his new song. You know, there's a song for Sam Pidgeon. There's a song for Lucas Franzen-Jones. There's a song, for Eddie Legg, Finn Chapman. Like,
there's a song for Billy Wood.
There was. They would never sing my name ever again, son. Don't worry about that. But I think, I genuinely think they think it's all my fault. But I wasn't here when all this crap happened. I've just come back to try and play my part in the brighter future of a football club that I love. I love Hastings. Like, you cut me open, claret will just, naturally because it's blood colour, will go everywhere, right? I am like people can talk about me leaving, and I left for my own reasons and bumping around clubs here, there, and everywhere, right? And people talk about that all the time, but I did it because I was looking for my football fix and my football home and trying things out, right? I was trying things out, but I love Hastings. I love it. So when Hastings win, oh my God, like it's the best feeling. When Hastings score a goal, for me, it's the best feeling ever, right? And I love it, absolutely love it. So, like seeing Jordan Mace, who's captain of the club while Brad Barry's injured at the moment, score a goal and run up to the supporters and fucking jump in with them and give it all out of the badge. Like for me, that's my Hastings. Like that's the Hastings that had that connection with the supporters and had a bit of grit about them and had a bit of fight, and it's been great. And Max Walsh has come in, he's done it, he's played his part, he's been
mate, he was good last week when I saw him.
Yeah, he was great yesterday as well.
Really
good fitness wise. Damien Theodore was better. When he goes at players, he's scary, and he needs to just keep going at players. Like I say, Joe Clifford, a local Hastings lad, getting back in the starting 11. I was over the moon by that because I love Joe, and he's one of our boys that's a bright future. Centre halves were great, Eugene and Sonny, and Sam Pidgeon. It felt good. It felt connected, and I'm really happy for Dave, because there must be times it hate me saying this on here. It hate me because we got a really good staff group chat, and we you know, we talk about what we need to do and how we need to do things, and like we're really open with each other, and it's lovely. Like like there's no of that. I don't do hierarchy bullshit, right? If I need to go and get pizzas for the lads after training, I'm head of football. No, I'm off to go and get the pizzas for the boys. You Dave, you do what you do best. You know, your staff do what you do best. I'll be the pizza boy because that's what I do best, right? You know, like going and chatting, looking after the lads, making sure they're all right. I'm good at that.
Yeah.
But, like, there's been times when we've probably not fuck like, what do we need? What do we need? But it's all coming together nicely. You know, Brad Barry was back on the bench yesterday. Tom Vickers has now played part of 2 games. So
yeah, he's a player.
The men are like, you know, getting back in the building. But like some of the maturity shown yesterday was great, and I'm really made up. I'm made up for all the boys. I'm like, look, the job ain't done. The job isn't done. I know you might say we're safe, but the job isn't done. We've still got games to go and win, and we're going to lose games still as well. Like, and there's going to be times when there's things that we're going to doubt, right? Oh God, fucking hell, because that's just football. It's different. Emotions go from here to here, and I've always been told never too high, never too low. Try and always stay in that area. And it's hard in football, isn't it, to not always be never too high. I was like buzzing driving home yesterday.
I think the question is, Bill, is this the project?
Well, Hastings.
Oh yeah,
it has been for me, isn't it? Like
looking around for all these projects, and there's been one of your doorstep all the time.
Is this the one? Is this the long term? I'm here for a long time. I'm going to want to build this to
do what. Look, the good thing is, I'm happy to play any role at Hastings. Like at other clubs, I would not be just happy to play any role at Hastings because I have a deep love for it, but also because I'm very close to the owners, both on and off the pitch. Right, like we can hammer each other. Like, I'll tell them things are shit. They'll tell me I'm shit, right? And like we can hammer each other, have a laugh, but also be serious about our football club. And they don't treat me like I'm some gopher at the club because I'm not the CEO anymore or the owner, right? Yeah. I was a co-owner. Remember, I was a co-owner of that football club, but I'm not treated any different than when I was CEO of that football club. I'm told if you want to do something, do it. Right? If you want to do something at this football club, you've earned the right to go and do it. So go and do it, right? Oh, there you go. We would. But I'm always gonna like. Do I miss managing men's football? Right? Because I get asked that all the time. And I do because I enjoyed it. And I thought, you know what? I felt at Uckfield, I showed what I was about, and because I had a good pre-season, I put a good side together, and I think I showed what I'm about in that sense. Right? That's that.
Yeah.
Whether people like it or not, people can think I don't know what I'm talking about football, but anyone that's been in one of my sides knows that what I'm about and knows how I like to set up and what I like to do, right? Whether a team can execute that is always another thing, right? But I do miss that part a little bit because, I'm an addict to that. And also, I enjoy women's football. Always have. I've been a big advocate of women's football, right? And done well in that as well. You know, I've done very well. But when I left Hastings, I always felt something was missing in me. I remember when I went to Borough, I really enjoyed my Eastbourne Borough stint as a women's manager. Like, I really enjoyed it, but I just felt dirty. Like,
why?
Because it was weird. Uckfield, I never felt it. I loved Uckfield. Like, loved it. Absolutely. I still do. And they're one of the clubs I always check now for results, right? And they're banging in goals. And they've got like Ed Mabango playing for me, who played at SC Dons last year. And people are like, I'm in absolute shock how some of these lads are there. And I'll be wondering what I think probably the budget might be bigger than what my budget was when I was there. But when I put the Borough kit on, but like, firstly, I thought like I was up for it. I was like, no, war and stuff and whatever. And I was watching my Hastings women's team kind of go from being unbeaten for over a year in league football to losing every week. And I didn't like that. People thought I took a lot of pride in that, but I actually hated it. I really hated it because it weren't about me, about the club. But yeah, with Borough, I'll never up the borough and all that bullshit. I never did it. I never was into that. Like, I really like my players. And to be fair, apart from all the young players that promoted there in women's football, who are playing for them now, played against me today and Wednesday. All the others were all players that played for me at Hastings, who I brought in because it's about having a good a good understanding of your players. And you know, if you've got ex-England nationals that will come to go and play for your places, then it shows either they like you and they think, well, actually, we're going to help Bill out, or at the same time, you might have half a clue what you're doing. I don't know, maybe. You know, I had a player that won the quadruple with Arsenal. Another player who was England under 19 at national played for Chelsea, right? So they want to play, you know, like they're saying, right? But I just think bigger picture stuff, and you talk about the project. I don't know, because I've been head of football since October. We ain't even announced it. So either they're embarrassed that I'm head of football, or we don't really know what we're doing. So I have
either one's not great, mate.
Probably embarrassed, if I'm honest. But like, I think for me, thinking longer term, right, I need to sit down with the club in the summer and go, look, I need to get hold of all of it. And what I mean by that is, like, not be the boss of the football club. And this is me talking really openly on this pod, and it may be too much.
It sounds like you're giving yourself a fucking interview, mate. Crack on.
Our biggest success was when we were really organised. And I'm not saying we were organised at the moment. I think we've got probably too many cooks in a lot of areas, and I'm not happy, like, personally, like, no individual I'm not unhappy with. And with all due respect, my Hastings United emails have been a problem for 2 weeks, so I could have got the sack. So I was been told, and they feel awkward of me turning up the ground and stuff. But I've been sacked for 2 weeks. I'm still turning up, taking the game. But I just think, if I can look at it and go, what can we do as a football club to be us again? And what I mean by that is not just I talked about last week, the identity of, like, you know, being the hardest working, most aggressive, blah, blah, blah. Like, 23s are in the county cup final. Amazing, right?
Nice.
It's amazing.
23s.
Amazing. And John Gardner's done a great job. But can I link John Gardner better with the first team manager? Like, can I get that better? Right? Is that, and I know people go, is that down to you? Shouldn't just them two? Well, no, because it needs crafting, right? Who makes the final decision on things? I think that's been a big thing that's been lacking at Hastings United Football Club over the last few years. And it's always been, well, if you don't get the right answer from the person you want, you go to someone else, and then they might give you the answer you want. And that can't happen at any successful football club, right? So how do we merge that better? How do we get that right? How do we make sure that the under 18s are being supported, who, by the way, coaching-wise, superb. Some of the players coming through, especially from Razor's 16s, Sean Ray's 16s, fucking superb, right? But how do we get that better? Like, one, my biggest thing I loved was watching all their games and knowing all the players and having that connection with everyone, because if they know from the top is at their games watching and cares, then they're in the club, aren't they? They're part of the club. Like, Monty, you probably, as a young player, if you're at a place that you feel like, oh my God, like the chairman's coming, or, you know, this, like the first team manager's there, like that. I want to get that back. And that's just not just on the men's side, but I want the academy to thrive as well, because I think we were thriving. I think we still got good numbers, but that good numbers doesn't mean thriving. So it's like, okay, how do we connect the dots with the academy again and go, right, okay, what's the culture of the player? How do we get this player? Like, I don't want it to be franchise FC. And I think we talked about the academy thing on here last week about franchise FC. Hastings can't be that. And I'm not sitting there saying it, but, you know, because the thing that made us different was we weren't just like mums and dads coaching teams, right? It was coaches that we put in age groups that suited that coach, not because their son or their daughter played for that team. Yeah, that's how we did it. And I think that's how we still should do it, right? But there's probably been an element of what I'm just talking about creeping back in, right? And that's, for me, where people and there'll be people in the club watching today going, and will feel shit, Billy's having a go at me, or I'm that, right? and you might be the right coach for that age group, and your son might play for that team, right? And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But the whole concept of taking a team from under 7s to under 16s in any real environment, because it's what yearly, you as a coach do not go that quick. Yeah, you don't, right? And also, some coaches are good speaking to the young kids. Some coaches are better speaking to teenagers and can deal with life problems better because they've had more life experience or they understanding of that person. Right? So for me, it's about, because by the way, Ben White, who's one of the owners now, him and his dad Dean set the, like with Mark Gold, Ginge, and a few others, set the initial academy up, which was just 14s, I think 14s, 15s, 16s, and the under 19s full-time program. Yeah, and that's another thing. The full-time program is great. We're in a National Cup semi-final this year, but
sweet.
Yes, but I'm also very open, right? We've got to get back into a place where, because ultimately what happened was, Chris Agata used to wind. Hold on, what's this? Yeah, we can have a night off, have a few beers. I'll be there. I can't do. I will be there. It's end of this month, so just after my 40th birthday, Mike. So we'll have a birthday drink as well. Yeah, I'll do. Cheers, Ralph. Like, yeah, my cough has gone. Had a miracle cure Friday night, so I'm all good. But look, going back to what I'm saying, yeah, is. Oh, I've lost my train of thought.
You were declaring your complete and undying love for Hastings.
Oh, I do love Hastings, but I just think I want to get that back. I want to get that kind of, right, what's right for the player, right? Okay, who's right for that age group? Who's right for, and in women's football as well, because as a football club, we were massive advocates for women's football, and we put a budget aside and we did attract some of the best players in Sussex to play for Hastings, not just Sussex, London as well. And then we built a girls' academy, and we've had some good teams, and we've, again, transparently, lost players at a certain age, and they've gone elsewhere because we can't deliver what they need, right? And that's a big fear of mine. And a big fear of mine is franchising FC. People losing their rag because they're not getting what they want in their little team. Bullshit. The badge is bigger than you, and also, and like, this is not a go at Hastings people, by the way. It could be anyone, but anyone who thinks, oh, well, we're going to leave, I'm going to take my team elsewhere. All right, do it. Go on. Because what we have to do is we have to get better at what we've not done well, and we have to redo it again. And if I have to lend all my time and energy across the whole club again, which that's what I want to do, by the way, like I'm making it very clear, I want to do, I will do it. And if I can't, then it's really hard for me to affect the club I love as much as I love. And maybe I have to be in a dugout elsewhere next year. Like, it's one of those things. But also, I can't let my girls down, right? I've gone back to this football club and I've gone in, and there's been like a bit of apprehension because, oh, Billy's just going to bring in expensive players and we're all doomed and blah, 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 blah. And I said to them, when I first got down the summer, I said, everyone's got a chance. So it's not going to be a big changeover. As long as you all stay, there's not going to be a big changeover, and we're just going to ride it out. Yeah. We're going to ride it out. And if we've done that, and it's been tough. And again, talking about losing, it's been horrible for me because I've been losing games of football, not winning every week. And my record as Hastings women's manager before I came back, I lost 3 times in 3 years, right? 3 league games in 3 seasons. I went unbeaten in the league for 374 days and still didn't go up that year, by the way. So, like, you have to kind of understand what the club is. And I think there's not many people, apart from the Whites, who have got a long history with the football club. But I don't think there's anyone modern enough who understands what makes this club tick, what makes the area tick. And I've moved back to Hastings. I moved back in November.
That's your job, isn't it?
Well, it should be, but we'll find out, won't we? So, like,
well, I hope so.
But for me, that's that. Yeah, when you talk about the long project, whether I'm at the club or not, even when I was away, I was still on the phone to the owners. I was still chatting away. I was still finding out things. I was still getting, people moaning about the club. I was getting all that all the time. So I love the club, but I'm also, if things aren't right for me there, then I'm big enough man to know no one's bigger than the club, and
Yeah.
I'll be open to conversations about managing again, or I'm just going to go and buy another club. So whoever fancies that, give me a shout. No, I'm joking. I'm not ready for that yet.
Well,
no.
but the phone just get people are messaging in, mate.
I've heard this phone going off.
Is it bad news about me? Yeah.
No. One likens it to life stories with Piers Morgan.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
But
yeah, that's it. I know it's been long-winded, but I'm quite passionate. I'm sure people understand, not even just about Hastings. I'm so passionate about non-league football, about Sussex football, and what Sussex football means. Right, I am really passionate about it. And I also think I'm fucking good at it. Like wherever anyone thinks I'm good, I do get it. And
I want to see it, mate. I want to see it.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll see what happens. But every week, whether I'm head of football at one club, manager of another club, kit boy at another club,
it'd be on here.
I'll be here every Sunday, no matter where.
That's what we love. Right, Monty.
That's quality.
Let's get to you. So as you, as you yesterday 1-0 with a wonder goal, but how did you feel yourself playing yesterday? Because I know you did say to us behind the scenes that you thought you didn't have I think we said you didn't have a great game, or was it you hadn't played in a game like that?
Yeah, it's a game I've not played a type of game I've not played in for a long old time. I mean, it was, like I mentioned earlier, the worst game of football I think anyone's ever seen. I mean, I was so bored at one point. I was chatting to the blokes behind my goal, and one of them said the only thing that's made the admission worth it was the goal.
Wow.
I mean, it was the ball was in the air probably 80% of the time. Every time I got it, I punted it long. Every time their keeper got it, they punted it long. It was just woeful. I mean, I think combined we had about 2 shots from inside the penalty area, and they both went straight at the keeper.
Okay.
I mean, it was so poor. But, I mean, I apologise to anyone who actually paid to go watch that, because if you paid to go watch that, you've lost money. I mean, it is. If you're talking about an advert for Sussex football, don't watch that.
Wasn't
game. It was so bad.
Monty, can I ask, how was? I call it Dame Martin's back garden because it pretty much is near where he lives, right? How was the beautiful Polegrove? Like, you see, you got the old girl behind you. You know, that old girl there. You know, she sat there for many, many years, many, many moons. But how was the pitch?
Sticky, to say the least. I mean, there's a reason the ball was in the air the majority of the time, because if it was along the floor, it wouldn't go anywhere near where you were aiming. I mean, it was as the Polegrove always is. You know, it's always a tricky place to go. Pitch is never perfect, but you know, teams have got to adapt, and Bexhill do really, really well there. So to get a result as we did, I mean, getting our first clean sheet, getting our first clean sheet since like December is a big achievement for us, and for me personally. I mean, getting that clean sheet bonus means great deal.
What's
I'll get clean sheet bonus for that. So I've been.
I say, what's Jack? What's Jack paying you now? Was it 150 quid every clean sheet, or?
Oh, fucking wish! Jeez, I wish.
Wait, I'll tell you what, Monty. That 23's going that Monday night. If with all this clean sheet money, you're buying me a birthday beer, mate. So you better get your ass down there as well.
I better get some more clean sheets then, Jesus.
Well, you get £2 per one, right? So Sussex FA prices, you're going to need to keep, what, 5 more this month?
5
more this month. I've only kept 3 all season. I mean, geez.
Yeah, we're fucked then.
Yeah. But no, I mean, Matt, it's good to you got the 1-0 win. You got to see a wonder strike doing the rounds. That was a strike and a half, I got to admit.
No, I mean, he's not. You won't have seen it. You won't have seen it later on in the game. The same player had a shot from the edge of the box, and it was the weakest shot I've ever seen. It bounced 9 times before it reached the goalie.
Oh God.
Yeah, he's just scored from 35 yards into the top bins.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing. They can go and score a wonder goal and then have an absolute howler the rest of it. Mike, is he there? Because I was going to go to him next. Yes, he is. Now, Mike, you did say earlier you wanted to mention that we've seen a few tweets about is standard of refereeing.
Was that what I was going to talk about?
Yeah, Mike. Actually, yeah, you said about people like having a go at refs, and I want you to talk about this because I think I have the flip side that I would like to talk about. So about people moaning about referees.
Sure.
You've gone dead on it. Right. Okay. Right. I'll jump.
You even mentioned it to us.
Right. I'll jump in.
It's the thing is, well, in this group here, Monty is a ref.
Yes.
Okay. So we don't want to be tarnishing all people.
Well, no, of course.
There's
been
a lot of decisions in the standards of the refereeing, yeah. And I think something's happening at the moment where the Kent League's taking over the refereeing thing at the moment. Is that right, Mon?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
So...
we've lost our referees development officer. He's moved on after I think 15 years in the job. So until we appoint a new one, Kent are covering all referee appointments for County Cup finals and overseeing it.
They choose who's in charge of what games.
Not necessarily, no. So the leagues, so the Southern Combination Leagues, they're appointed by a separate person. So the Southern Combination League have got their own referees secretary, and he deals with appointing all of the referees for that league. The Mid Sussex League have a secretary for that, and then the Isthmian Leagues that's appointed by the FA themselves.
Right. Okay.
So the county FA is the only actual fixtures the county FA appoint are the referees for the County Cup finals and the County Cup games.
Right. Okay. So it was that we were talking about. Okay. Right. Okay then. So we'll move on from that then.
No, I want to talk. No, I want
because
to talk about it. No.
Oh.
I want to talk about referees because I have had it from the other side. So loads of people talk about the quality of refereeing, yeah. And let's be honest, it is shit at times, right? It is. And I don't want to knock referees because they have the hardest job. Yeah. In my opinion, they have the hardest job because I had it today, right? Hold on a second, 2 seconds, that's right. I had it today where I should have had a penalty after 1 minute and we didn't get it. It also,
first minute pen.
we should have had a pen after the first minute, mate. I'm telling you, right? I'll find it, clip it, send it in, whatever. But I will not do that to referees because I actually think we're using them as a scapegoat way too much. Yeah. Things even themselves out. Referees are human. Referees do it not to get abused, not because they're going to get their 40 quid or, oh, I've spent £150 on referees today. What? Yeah, fucking what? What are they getting for 50 quid these days in this economy? Fuck all. So I'm sorry. I'm not having it. Referees always getting it. I spoke to a lot of referees about it. A lot of referees are getting really upset with the fact the clubs have thrown them under the bus. What about their players who fuck up? What about their goalkeeper? No offense, Monty, as a keeper and a referee, double trouble for you. But what about the goalkeepers who slip one in the net? What about the player who gets himself sent off for being a fucking idiot? Yeah. How about them?
That's the video you're talking about. I said. Now I realise what you mean. Now
people getting highlighted. Yeah. I'm not being funny. We bark on about referees, and there's some like Owen Radley, right? He gets hammered online, by the way. But I'll tell you what, he'll speak to you. Like he's in one of those. I think it's the goalkeeper from Seaford's video where he Simbins a player who keeps going on. He's like Simbins him, and it's like, oh, fucking the ref shit. Yeah. And Owen, like us as human beings, I know he refs. I think he's all right, but he probably has a bit. He's one that has a bit of emotion about him, doesn't he? Like he talk, you know Owen Monty, you know.
Yeah, because he refereed the Westfield Ringmer game, didn't he? When we did the interview with him.
Yeah. He does, and like he's done a lot more games.
Good guy, mate.
Yeah, really good guy.
He's a top guy, right?
He's a good ref. He's a good ref.
Like, but he can be emotional. Like, you know, some of my players have gone, fucking hell, well, he's a bit over the top. But that's his style, and I prefer that. And there's this little small like miniature ref. I can't remember his name. He's gonna hate me for saying that actually, but it's a really small bloke who's very similar. Says why he gives things, and he might be fucking wrong half the time, but at least he has opinion and he's stuck to it. And he's like, gone, this is why I've gave it, bang, right? And I'm not a fan of clubs clipping, oh, this should be a penalty. All right, okay.
Yeah.
You might have got the penalty, but what if the penalty got blazed over the bar? Or the keeper saved it? Who cares? Right? Or, oh, yeah, well, like, I just think it's salty. It's really salty. Yeah. Have your opinion on referees. It's fine. Have your opinion on the official of your game. I'm talking from someone who's banned, by the way, still for 2 more games, right? Oscar Cotton, that's his name. Love the bloke.
Love
booked me
Oscar.
as well. He booked me as well. But and I got booked on purpose in that one. But I think there's when the final whistle's blown, if you go up and shake someone's hand and then you want to fucking spout off about them online afterwards, you're a pussy.
Fair, yeah.
Don't shake their hand. Just go up to them and go, look, I think you're shit. I think you've done something wrong. Tell them in the bar afterwards that they've done something wrong. So tell them I'm going to go and post this on social media later. I just don't like it. I just don't think it's in the spirit of the game, because all you're doing is piling on people. I hate it. I just don't like I don't like that part of it. Like, because they might have got 1 or 2 big decisions wrong, but what about your striker who's 1v1 versus the keeper and stuck it wide or passed it to the keeper? Well, I'm sorry. Shouldn't you post then go, look at my striker, look how shit my striker is. He's cost me the game by missing his 1-on-1. No, but they post the referee making a shit mistake. Do you know what I mean? So, like, have a little bit of decorum, boys and girls. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Do you know what's going to happen?
People stop being refs. Yeah.
I'm not going to have any.
Who really wants to be a ref or a line?
Monty?
People who can't kick a ball.
I mean, Monty, what possesses you to want to do that?
I mean, it's for a lot of people, it's a way they can still be involved with football. I mean, you look at Premier League referees. Look at Premier League. But you look at even Premier League referees. The majority of them played at a somewhat decent standard. I'll use an example. Michael Oliver. He played for Newcastle's academy. He then was no longer good enough to progress in football as a player. So the only way you could then stay involved is by refereeing.
By refereeing, yeah.
So a lot of people do it like that. For me, my dad used to referee professional rugby. And then when I was,
I wouldn't have guessed.
And then when I was a young boy, I started playing football. So he got involved with refereeing football. So he then dragged me into refereeing, and I've absolutely loved it.
Right, okay.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, it's like yesterday. I was at the Chichester Cray Wanderers game, and I think in the last half hour of the game, sorry, no, not last half hour. Chichester went down to 9 men, but I got to say, no, they were 3-1 up at the time anyway, so they had the game won. But I've got to admit, the ref, he was a young ref, but whole game, you could not fault him. He ref that game so well, and Cray Wanderers were really going at Chichester, and it was quite an intense on the pitch. But his linos and his team, yeah, absolutely perfect. They laid the law down. They didn't stand for anything, and it worked. He didn't have to get the card out too much. They were straight reds, so it was that. But yeah, the refereeing is really, really good.
I'm just going to jump in on that one and give the credit to the referee. It's Joel Lamping, so he was at that level 2 years ago and got dropped last season. So he got dropped back down to the county league level, but then he bounced back and's got himself back up to that level again. And he's a fantastic ref, and he's a great example of someone who you can talk to. If you have a question on the pitch, you can go ask him. He will explain it to you. He's not like some referees who you go and talk to them and he just goes like, "Nah, go away."
Yeah,
he'll explain it.
You see that a
Explain it.
lot.
As long as, and that's for me. A referee needs to show that they're human. 'Cause we are. We're going to make
100%.
mistakes.
Yeah.
It's like me when I'm refereeing. If I give a decision and someone don't like it, it's you may not like it. That's the decision I've given. If I look it back and I think it's wrong, I'll put my hands up and say, yeah, I fucked it, my fault. But
Yep.
I mean, if you don't explain your decision, then how are we as players going to learn? That's how I see it as a referee. We're there to,
Completely.
if we give a decision, educate them, so then they don't go making the same mistakes.
Completely agree.
Yeah, on that note, on that last bit, can I just say something on that? Right, okay.
Yeah, go on.
And you're right with referees. I think I've experienced the ones that won't talk to you. Like we got a comment about talking people like humans. So the reason I'm
They're the worst ones, man.
Well, the reason I'm suspended at the moment is because I just went and asked him why it wasn't a penalty from the tackle from behind, and he was so rude to me. Like he could, the referee could have gone to me, Bill. I appreciate your opinion. You've told me I was in a better position. I think she won the ball from that area, rather than being very dismissive and rude. And I think that caused me like. And then when just saying the word bollocks, like yeah, you get the red card out, then I say something afterwards, which because he shouldn't have sent me off. But I think when you get those referees that Bill, we'll talk after. Like, don't want to talk out here in public because people around us, but we're talking in the change room. Like, you can come in the change room. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had that.
That's
right?
my dad, if anyone's wondering.
Is it?
My dad refereed that game.
Oh, really? the Lord, right? Yeah, the Lord of the manor. But yeah, I like those refs. You go in and you go in afterwards and you have a chat with them. You're like, look, and they tell you, I go, all right, like I don't mind that. Or sometimes, do you know what I love more than anything? I might have got that wrong today. I might have got that wrong, and I have to read it back, but I might have got that wrong. And then you go, you know what? Like you got a bit of bollocks about you because I like that, man. That's going to go well with the Manjaro jabs. That like that. I like that. But like, yeah, referee is a point in there. It's hard. It's hard. It's a hard job. But what we don't want is people being off put from becoming referees because Monty, you're in the refereeing pool. It's probably getting older every year.
Yeah.
And probably getting smaller every year as well.
No,
we lost 200 referees last year.
How many?
Wow.
200 from last season to this.
We've got a guy who does that. He does the line for the women's all the time. He does the line, right? He's all like he does some college games as well, and he might do some like under. He won't do Ishman games, but he might do like a county 23s, right? Yeah. His name's Ken Brook. Do you know you must come across Ken Monty? Have you Ken Brook? Yeah. Eagle Eye Ken, right? He does the line. He's been around. He must be. I know his son Steve, who's another referee. Steve Brooks, who's a ref, who I know well, but Ken's got to be nearly 80, right? And he's still up and down that line. No, seriously, Ken's going to kill me, but he's old. Yeah, but he's out and down that line. He's deaf as a bat. He turns his hearing aids off so he can referee and the managers. It's brilliant. But he's like, and those people, we shouldn't push them out of the game. But at some point, Ken's going to give up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's going to go, I can't do it. My legs ain't there anymore. Paul Farmer and people like that. At some point, they're going to go, I can't do this. So if we're not trying to bring in young referees like Redmond Egan as well, yeah, great referee. But if we're not trying to promote or look after these people, like even like Josh, who's also Joshua, what's his name? I know it was Josh, but he's he's a great referee. And he does Ishman level, and he's Finning. Is it? Oh God,
Joshua Langley Fining.
Joshua Langley Fining, yeah. So like he's a good ref as well. But like I just don't want it just to be the shit ones because I'm telling you this: if you keep posting the referee's mistakes, you got to start posting your strikers missing one-on-ones or your centre halves missing headers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allow the ref to post it back.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Let repost it.
I just find it salty and I don't like it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Mike, okay, we're gonna get onto your part now, which is you want to talk about injuries.
Yeah. Do you know what I've picked up on? How many people are getting injured now? You know, but how many are not actually insured themselves? Do you know what I mean? Their own insurance.
Yeah.
I see like every couple of weeks a GoFundMe go up because the players got hurt. It's going to cost thousands to get private attention to it. They need to get back to it and rehabilitation. You know, it just surprised me. And this is what I want to put this to you, Bill, as well, because you must know at a high level.
Yeah.
Why do these bigger clubs, even step 2 downwards, not have proper insurance for their players and have to do GoFundMes? Shouldn't it be part of the package that comes with it?
Right. Okay. There's two things to this. Right. Number one, if Ishmael League football, there's a bluefin insurance, so you have to take it out. Every club has to take it out every year for their players. Right. So we have to take out insurance. I actually believe all the county leagues team have to take out this insurance.
Every club, no matter what level they are, has to have it.
You have to, and it's like it's bottom rung. So like players will get their statutory sick pay and stuff like that if they can't work. So anyone who's not getting this, the clubs need to educate their players a bit better and actually, when it happens, give them the help. Do you know what I mean? The one thing it doesn't cover, Mike, is private ops, or you've had an ACL, you do your ACL, and you want to get your ACL op. ACL ops private costs anywhere between $6,000 and $9,000, like depending on
it's
on
expensive.
Your and then rehabilitation and paying for the physio, and it can be a lot. If you do it on the NHS, there's a waiting. There's a waiting time, right? Sometimes you might get in 3 months. It might be down to when your surgeons are really available, and it might be 6 months, 9 months. It could be time. And we see a lot of these GoFundMes for that reason, Mike, is that these serious injuries are happening and the players want to get it done privately because they want to get back on the pitch quicker. So I get that. Why
is it not covered in their deal already to get that done?
Because it's an like the insurance is bottom end, right? So it covers them sick pay and loss of earnings and stuff. You can claim that on these insurances. They are on the policies, and I don't think that gets shouted about enough. And I don't think, like, we did a thing once, well, me and Darren Burney, when we owned Hastings, we were like, do we speak to the players? And to up the policy, we take £5 a week out their wages or something.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Why is it not in the original deal? Because obviously it's for the benefit.
Yeah, it is, but not every player will want it.
Oh, I get that.
They're up to now. I'll take the risk. I want my £50 cash a week. Or I'm not saying we pay cash, by the way. I'm not not us. When we did everything through the books, but and it was £50 would have been one of our worst players. But you look at it and you go, right. You look at it and you go, some players will, some players won't, right? And by the way, some of the lads took out insurances at Hastings. I'm not going to say they didn't.
We've supplied it through S&F.
Yeah. So it's possible. But I think what it is, Mike, I just think it's an education point. And I think it gets forgotten about because a lot of clubs have all the right intention to talk about that in pre-season, but managers getting caught up with signing players. Manager, if he's not just the coach and he's got other coaches stuff, they're caught up with getting the patterns of play and everything. Everyone's caught up in their own little world, right? So it just should be a little bit more extra. But as a club, I think sometimes if you take out the major insurance, you've got to take it out for everyone. So it's a bigger cost. So if all the players don't buy into it, then you're at a massive cost because you're for everyone. And it might sound like it's a really good thing to do, but it's expensive. So I think...
Is it though? Because I know roughly what it would cost per player.
Really? Well, no, what I mean is some of these other the bluefin ones and stuff like that. But private ones you can get, and I think it's for some you can get £3.80 a week or something, and it might something small like that.
An all-inclusive one you can get for £13 a month.
Right. Okay, guys, I'll be back. I'll just be back. I've just got to go and do something.
Well, Monty, what would you think? You know what I mean? If they're paying that, some of these players are getting 200, 300, 400 quid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
surely.
I think it makes total sense to get insurance. I mean, I'm saying this. I don't have it at the moment, but I'm actively looking into getting some because, especially for a lot of footballers, they are manual labourers. They work.
That's the tradies, mate.
The tradies, yes. I can remember a couple of years back when I was my first season at YM. I was watching the first team and Mark Pritchard Cave suffered a horrible knee injury, had to get stretchered off. and he couldn't work for 3 or 4 months.
Monty, it happened to me when I tore my ACL. Yeah, and I didn't have any money to get it done. Didn't get it operated on. Never really played again. Do you know what I mean?
And the money you get from the Bluefin insurance is, I'm gonna be frank, rubbish. I mean, I took a claim on the insurance when I was at YM. I broke my foot playing away at Lewis,
Right.
and I got, I think it was 150 quid breaking my foot, but that was it. And I then couldn't referee for 2 months, and I'm a £45 match fee a game that I was then. So I lost 100, 200 quid by getting injured, and it was nothing I could do because it was a corner come in. I punched it away, and a player landed on top of my foot and just cracked it. So
I think Ryan's just summed it up. Actually, to be fair, you know, it is those kind of policies. 150 quid's going to do fuck all, mate.
Yeah.
Let's be honest about that. You know.
Yeah.
Look, I suppose it was only highlighted because there's some key players that have gone.
Yeah, it's
4 or 5 weeks. There's been a few high-profile ones, you know. But yeah, I mean, I know people out there. Loads of the same policies. It's about 13 quid for players a month. Simple as that. You know. Anyway, Lee, what's else been happening?
Well, actually, I wanted to talk about while we're here. We've got I'm sure I stand in the dugout. Oh, there we go.
He's double protected.
He is. Mike, how is the app going? What is the news? And he's gone.
He must be really excited.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. I was with the wife. What's up?
App-wise, what's the news? What's happening?
Mate, blown away with the amount of pre-downloads we had last week on dugout-ai.com. We rolled it out with the SCFL version 1. Went really well. Yeah. We're now adding to it. There's new features every day. People uploading photos, videos, everything like that. League tables, fixtures, all online. Yeah. Still waiting for it to get onto fucking Apple, though, at the moment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the amount of stuff we've had to do for that.
Yeah, it's pain in the arse, Apple.
Yeah, we're blown away. It's going to grow, and we've had in the Isthmian leagues, more clubs, National League South, live notifications, everything like that. Yeah, look, mate, we're buzzing. Everyone go and check it out. So that's dugout-ai.com. Register for free. It's all good.
We want to see majority of clubs downloading it and having it on their phone. So when we come to a match day, we can then go, have you got in the dugout app? And then they can show us and they go, yeah, it's all there. And we'll be like, happy days. So one thing to talk about, and it is International Women's Day.
Yes.
So let's shine a light on the Women's Day, because we do have women listeners as well in this pod. It is not just all you men out there. And I think
17%.
There you go. 17% of you are female listeners. So we thank you for that. Listening to a male-dominated pod. But, I mean, probably the easiest person to talk to about this at the moment, I know he's spoken a lot tonight, but he is a manager of a women's team.
Yeah.
Billy.
I talk a lot every Sunday, mate.
You do, mate. You do, and we do appreciate your points of view and opinions. But let's give a little bit of achievement and a bit of light on your women's team.
So yeah, before my women's team, we're talking about International Women's Day, right? So like, you know, I'm sure we're all thankful for the women in our lives, all right? Thankful for the women's that, you know, the women in our football clubs, not just the ones who play football, but people that do jobs behind the scenes, from chairwomen to, like, you know, CEOs to secretaries to the kit ladies, the tea ladies, the, you know, people who work at bar staff. You know, like, this ain't a man's game. and it's not ever going to just be a man's game. It's for both. You know, my daughter, she loves football, right? I'm really, I've not got a boy. I've got 3 girls, right? So the fact that my middle daughter has taken to football like I never thought she would, it's been great because I'm going on a bit of a journey with her at the moment. It's lovely. And it just makes it very clear why football's so important to both, right? Women's football, my women's team, there's a lot of players. Well, 2 players hit 100 games for the club in the last 7 days. So Lauren Skinner-Swain, actually, she was originally Lauren Sharp. So Sharpie, club captain, she hit 100 games this week. And so did Rosie Muggeridge, she hit 100 games. Both have been at the club since the inception of what we've done. It's been a hard year for the girls, like I said before. Like like Hastings need this new stadium and this new setup more than you can imagine, right? And I pulled the curtain back. We played a team today that train Tuesday, Thursdays, have players on 3 figures a week. And I'm not saying this because it's a problem, because I've done it myself, right? A lot of those players on good money there played for me for good money at Hastings and at Eastbourne Borough. So I'm not going to knock it. But this is what we're up against in our current scenario. Come up against a team who train twice a week. Got 2 ex-England internationals playing for them, under 19 international, should I say. One who's currently in England futsal team. They play on a 3G pitch. By the way, Eastbourne Borough's 3G pitch isn't very good, but it's still a 3G pitch. So they've always got training, full-size pitches. They can work on things and what they do. We, due to Hastings Borough Council and their complete lack of movement forward in sporting facilities in this town for the last 30 years, Hastings United women currently, and again, this is me pulling the curtain back and me being honest, and it might not help me recruit a couple of players to the end of the season because it won't be like it next year. We train on a Wednesday for an hour on a sand-based Astro. So you can imagine if it rains, what that's like. Yeah, how horrible that is. The pilot field isn't the greatest it's ever been, so that's a hard thing as well. So like we've dealt with, you've got to deal with the cards that have you. So we don't moan about it, but the girls turn up every week. They work hard for each other. And I said it to them today. I'm really enjoying the season with them because there's still pressure. I still want to win every game. Like I do. I don't care who I'm up against. My staff are really diligent and they work hard, and they like the amount of work off the pitch that goes into the women, maybe the players don't understand or appreciate. But we appreciate them and we want them to have everything they deserve to have, right? And it will get better. And we're bringing in young players. We've got a hell of a lot of young players playing for us now. With a lot of potential, and we'll grow it. And whether it's a player that's been with us for all 6 seasons, or it's a player that, like I said today in change room, there's a player who's made 100 appearances, 3 players that made hundreds of appearances in this room. There's a player who made who's starting her first game for the club today, an under 18 player who started her first game for the women's team today, right? And we're battling with people because we don't pay, or we can't demand certain things. We're battling with people going, I can't be there because I've got an holiday, or I've got to go and do something with my partner, or I'm about to say going shopping, but that's stereotypical, and that's never happened. But like doing other things, right? And we're battling with that, and that's not great. It's not great either. And we've had a lot of injuries. We've got two of our best players traveling Australia at the moment. They are back next week, thank God. I'm looking forward to welcoming them both back. But I'm enjoying every moment of it because the players make it. They're a good bunch. Yeah, they probably moan. They probably slag me off behind my back. They probably say I'm shit at what I do.
Of course they do.
Yeah, all players do.
It is what it is. It's players, right? That's what players do.
Yeah.
Sorry, Monty. But and you probably did it, Mike, to managers all the time. But especially at Anne-Marie, I had a right go out fucking our gaffer there. But I think I look at it and go, I'm really proud of what we did when we set up Hastings United Women to change the mentality around Sussex football and start paying players. And people got really offended when I started paying players, like really offended. How dare you do this at this level of football? Blah blah blah. Like, and my thought was,
were others not doing it at that time?
Not at that time, no one, no one. And I was like, I said, no, I'm going to do it because we're getting 100, 200, 300 people at the time to go and watch women's football for £4. So we're making, and we had players. For example, like the first year we didn't. We gave it a couple of expenses to a couple of players, but we didn't really do it. It was the second year we started spending money when we got into the London South East League, because the idea was to again try and win that, then go into the Prem, win that, get into the National League. So we looked at it and was like, well, we're making all this money. We're doing all right behind the bar. So if we're going to spend, I think the budget was saying like, not ridiculous, it's like £400-500 a week. Like roughly.
That's bigger than some budgets in the Prem.
Yeah, I know. It's good. Yeah, but I was overpaying players. So some of these players might not have been worth it. But I looked at it and gone, well, actually, if you're scoring 30 goals for me, or you're keeping, I don't know, 10 clean sheets a season, like I'm going to pay you 30 quid, 40 quid. I'm going to pay you some player 60 quid. And one, a National League goal scorer £100 a week, because you score 60 goals in 2 years. So that's what I've done, right?
Yeah.
And I never hid it. We never pretended. But that's not what we do at the moment. But there is an opportunity for us to do that again. But we've got to work out whether it's right for the club, right for the players, right for the environment. And then going back to my original conversation, I've got to make sure it from me down across the academy is right. Got to make sure that the challenge point's right for the 18s. And if they're not good enough, that's okay. But then we've got to find out how we get the best of the 14s, 15s, 16s like around the area to come into our program. We've got to sell it better. And we've got to stop saying that we've got problems with training and stuff like we just got to sell it better. I think we've got to sell it better. Show that there is a pathway, and there is a pathway. Grace is the under 18s captain, and she's played 3 or 4 times for the first team. Started her first game today, and she's brilliant. She marked an England under 19 international today. That was her job. She's 16. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fair play.
She did all right today. Was always going to run out of steam, but did her job. So I look at it right, and I go, the standards are getting better in women's football. The one thing we got to change is the one-up system, because I think it stifles clubs. Because not everyone's going to win the league every year, or we 1 year lost 1 game, drew 2, and finished second, because the team that we beat twice beat every other team but lost to us twice. And yes, they still won the league and they deserved it, but we're miles points wise. It was embarrassing. We were winning 10-0 most weeks. Do you know what I mean? But we still didn't go up because we dropped points well in the way. And I think we dropped points away at Ashford that year, right? So we didn't go up, right? So, but we only lost 1 game. It's mad. Like, I think the gap was 20.
Now it's growing so much year on year, and the exposure's there. Hopefully, they can expand the pyramid out a bit more. Do you know what I mean? And give
and they will. Yeah. I'm sure they will. And but yeah, look, I took a break from the women's game, not because I was done with women's football, but the outfield thing was really attractive at the time, and I wanted to test myself. And I think I've proven that I'm adaptable to scenarios. And but yeah, I think would make me happy. Like today, and also actually, this is when I flip it, and maybe people want to start tuning in, because my integrity was put into question today, by the way.
In what way?
Yeah, in what way?
Well, groundsman at Beckenham says, Bill, there's got to be a pitch inspection in the morning. All right, fine. I'm like, okay, no, it ain't rained, right? He said, can you go up and get someone to have a look, right? And go up. So yeah, whatever. He manages, and fair play to Bugs, he manages one of the academy girls teams, right? So he had an away game, so we had to get it sorted and what have you. Of course, the pitch is firm. There's been a smidgen of rain, so the pitch is fine. There's holes. There's holes all over the pitch, like foxholes.
Really?
Like all over the pitch. Yeah. Groundsman's not around. What? Like, I'm not a groundsman. Like, obviously, the obvious thing is fill the holes, right? But it's what you fill the holes with. If I go and fill the holes with fucking stones off the beach, that ain't right. If I fill it with building sand, it's going to turn into sludge when it rains again. You know, like, so I'm not just going to go throw anything on the pitch because whatever, right? So the ref who done the first inspection said, look, it's inconclusive because there's holes on the pitch. Like, unless they're filled, like, and it's inconclusive, I can't tell you if the game's going to be on or off. I can't, like, because I'm going to leave it up to the subject is the match referee. Plus, it's 9:30 in the morning. The game's at 2 o'clock. So you've got X amount of hours to fill the holes, right? I was like, right, okay. So we need a match referee. So not thinking, get a match referee. I'm hearing all about this. I'm like, right, I'm going to go up the ground and do it myself. Yeah. So as I'm up there, I get a message from my secretary saying, oh yeah, we just got a shitty email from Eastbourne Borough saying you're trying to get this game off because you've got 6 players missing. If this happens, we'll have to get the league involved. As this message comes in, I'm on the pitch with a wheelbarrow, me and Stefanos are feeling old, right? How fucking dare they? Do you know what I mean? I had 2 subs today, so I had 12 outfield players. And no, as soon as it goes on a poll, 11 available players, I don't care. It's game on. Don't like, call me whatever you want. Slag me off. Tell me I'm a shit manager. Tell me I'm too aggressive. Tell me I'm rude. Tell me I'm horrible. Tell me I'm not compassionate. Call me whatever you want. But never, ever, 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 ever thrown a game. I went to Beckenham with a bunch of kids. 2 days been in a Lancing job, knowing we're going to get absolutely hammered. When we could have just awarded them the game because we weren't ready for it. Yeah, could have just gone, fuck it, can't raise the side, lose the game, take a fine. It is what it is. But we turned up, integrity of the league, played the game, got battered 9-0. Yeah. When we were good, we had a game where I couldn't get a goalkeeper, right? Couldn't get a goalkeeper, and I had to put a keeper in goal. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. It was. I'll say what I actually think off camera because I'm not saying it on camera. But I went to a game, and the keeper couldn't move. Right, one of my players went to me, Bill. Why the fuck? We should have called this guy. What we doing here? You get a 7-day rule. We can get a game off, right? In women's football, you get one in that league. 1 week you can get a game off in 7 days, right? Before 7 days. We knew our keeper weren't available for this, Billy. You should have got the game off. I can't believe you've done this. So, no, the game, it's a fixture. You got to fulfill your fixture. Do you know what I mean? We turned up, we won, right? Thank God our team were unbelievable. We didn't really need her, but we were unbelievable. I've done it as well with a good team. I went to Bromley away, and my goalkeeper was in bloody New York. And I had to put this young girl in, she's 4 foot tall, yeah, still did a job, and we drew the game. That probably cost us the league. Yeah, we drew it. But I could have got the game off, but I didn't because I believe in the integrity of your fixtures are your fixtures. Like that's if someone's not available, they're not available. So like for my integrity to be put into question by someone I truly respect, yeah, who also I did so much for that one person at that club in the year that I was there to keep them in a job because the higher ups didn't want him there. I was really insulted by it, like, hurt by it. You that didn't speak to them today because I didn't want to cause a problem, right? But I was really offended, Mike. I was really, really of all the people, and like some of the players, obviously, a lot of those players played for me, yeah. So they know what I'm about, yeah. They know. A couple of them bantering, messaging me last night saying, "Oh, game, I already got a pitch inspection, get game off." I went, "Come on, you know me better than that. The game will be on, right? Like the game will be on. Don't you worry." I've even screenshotted the message I've sent to some of them. I said, "Look, this is what I'm telling my girls. There's a pitch inspection, but prepare. The game will be on, right?" And then one of my ex-players who now plays for them, she was messaging me in the day, "Oh, I've heard it, like, what's going on with the pitch?" I was like, "I don't know, we'll find out." I was like, I'm having cornflakes. I'm enjoying my time with my kids. I'm now, because there's holes in the pitch, I'm up the ground, ruined my time with my eldest kids. I didn't really get much time with this weekend because my eldest now is at an age where she wants to spend all her time with her friends and not her dad, right?
I know that feeling, mate.
Yeah.
Been there.
Ruined. I'm up on the pitch, filling holes with Steph. I've ruined my £100 pair of trainers, right? Because of that, like the suede. Why I didn't wear my football boots, I do not know. Probably because they're silver. I don't like them. But I've ruined my boots and my trainers to get a game on against a team, with all due respect, where with staff and players on the pitch, they're spending a hell of a lot of money to have the arrogance, like to call like I didn't like that. I didn't like that, and I don't think I've ever. I don't think it's ever right. Like, because everyone that knows me, I'll do anything.
Not right.
Three Bridges at home in the County Cup, they beat us, and they deserved 2-1. It was a very competitive game. They beat us last Sunday. We've just run out of steam. Like, we ain't been playing. So 3 games in 7 days is really hard on my girls, to be fair. And they were banged up today, but they fought so hard. I'm so proud of them, right? And we could have been 2 up in the game. We had 2 great chances, and then after halftime, our legs just went, and we kind of like just got through it, and we lost 4-0. Full disclosure, 1-0 down at halftime, lost 4-0 in the game. The silver fox. I'll be soon. Don't you worry, boys. The boots will match my hair if I continue playing football. But I just didn't like that. I found it really, really disrespectful. I didn't like it. I really didn't. And I think, especially because they all know me well. The parents of the kids who I gave their debut to at 16 years of age, who a lot of them are playing for the first team still there. The players that play for me at Hastings, the players that play for me there, you know, they know me so well, right? They know what I'm about. And I'm the first one who makes sure some of their parents are on the guest list at the gate to get in for free at a Hastings game, women's game, because I care about these people. I genuinely, I do. I love my players to bits. If you played for me, don't play for me anymore, I love my players. And out on that pitch today, starting, and there was a couple on the bench as well, but starting, there was 2 teams, 22 players on the pitch. 20 of those players, played for me. Or 20 of those players I gave debuts to. Like 20, like, do you know what I mean? In fact, 20 of those players.
That is impressive.
You know, so when like, I don't know, it just don't sit right for me. And it's not like I can then go, right, war is war. I'm going to be on the bench and I'm going to go and manage this game and be ugly. I couldn't. I was in the PA box, right? Because it just is what it is. And like one of the players asked me, said, "Oh, Billy, like, you know, is it going to get silly? Like, you know, what if like someone goes in hard on a tackle because of all this?" I went, "It's not the players. There's no issues with our players have no issue with your players. You have no issue with them. In fact, I don't have any issue with anyone apart from I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. And when you're winning all the time, it's easy to get caught up in the arrogance of it all, right? And I feel that's what happened today. And I'm sad because that person is better than that. And they have apologized on email, and I accept that apology. And it probably was heat at the moment, but come on, like, you got my number, call me up and go, "Bill, like, are you trying to get the game off?" The referee said, "Do you want this on?" I went, "In a month of Sundays, I don't want this game on. I've got 12 players, but I'm going to play the game because it's a fixture." So, like, I don't know. Like, maybe I'm getting a little.
Have you vented enough?
My old age. What?
Have he's vented tonight.
Have you vented enough?
Yeah, I have had a go, but it's probably got the few right, probably from it. But yeah, you know me. I mean, you're gonna get heart from me. Like, you're gonna get heart and passion. Whatever I do, you're gonna get that, and I care. And I just felt, and it's not about. Women's football ain't about me. Not in a million years. It's about the players. But you know what? And also, as a club, I'm gonna knock my own club here. We didn't tweet about International Women's Day, which I'm a bit annoyed about. It took me tweeting it from the full-time result, which is not good enough. So I will have words about that. And it's not social media's man's fault, because ultimately he's got a million other things to do in his life as well. So clubs with volunteers, it ain't their fault, but we should do better. So like, I'm gonna dig my own out, and I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, fair. Well, just a couple of things before I get kicked by Mike, because it's coming up to that time. As it is International Women's Day, I've just got to say that I've got my 2 girls, my partner, and my mum. So we've got all those that are around me and got to give thanks to and believe in. So yeah, happy International Women's Day, Mike. How about you, mate?
Well, you got a women's coat as well to go with it, haven't you?
Oh, mate, do you know what that coat is? It's not only a women's coat. I think Lee is a secret Blazing Squad fan. So what I'm getting done, because
you at the crossroads,
yes,
mate. If I can meet them, I'll wear the coat. If I can meet
hold on.
I'm
gonna pull something out for the pod.
Don't say you're reuniting them.
Let's see. No, they're already alive. I'm just gonna see if he's alive. He might not
You
answer.
ring it-
He's on holiday, so I don't know what time zone is.
I'll pick up.
Hold on. He's on holiday, so hold on. Actually, I'm just gonna. It's a bit late. Let's see.
At least he didn't block you.
No, I'm not blocked. He's gonna message me. Go. Why have you messaged me so late? I think he's on holiday anyway. Next week, I'll get a guest on the pod. I will get the guest on the pod next week, right? Because I think you're a secret Blazing Squad fan. And
Yeah, I'm going to admit now.
Get a Blazing Squad member to appear on the podcast next week.
Mate,
Just to rate your coat to see if it made the grade for the Crossroads video in 2002.
I'll wear it. Just to get that rating, mate. Yeah, 100%.
Get him on. He's a Tottenham fan. This one. Well, actually, I could get more of him on. Yeah, Marcel, see if he's alive. I'll say, hold on.
Oh, have I got to get the coat?
Where's your coat? Is he around?
Oh, hang on, I'll go.
We'll do it for next week. We'll save it.
Do it next week, and I'll have it. I'll have it on.
We'll cliffhanger it.
We'll cliffhanger it, and I'll have it all ready to go.
We put up a poll. 80% of people say it's a women's coat.
It is.
I know 80% of women people will say it's a women's coat. I got it from the men's section. You can look at it on JD Sports. It's a men's Parker coat. It's just got a bit of fur round the hood. Okay, that's it. It keeps me warm at football. I don't care. So I'm gonna get berated Tuesday when I go and watch East Preston Ringmer.
Is that where you're off to this week?
That's where I'm off to Tuesday. Yeah.
Guess where I'm off to Tuesday?
Cheltenham. Oh, he's got the fedora.
Cheltenham, here we come, boy.
Jesus.
If you
was that Brazil,
was that
Timu?
Are you going to see the Talk School boys there?
I'd love to, mate. I'd love to be up in one of those boxes. No, I'm taking the wife and my best mates and my son. He's got a cold, so he's missing school.
Can we, before you piss off, mate, Lee, that is, because it is your best.
Yes.
Shoreham, not the result. 9-0 is what it is. Welcome to the club.
Jake's in it.
Billy's 9. You're in. But there's social media tweet afterwards.
Do you know what I love? What I love about Jake? Jake's just commented in yeah, there he is, mate. Come to EP. We'll have a picture. His with the tweets he does for Shoreham are hilarious. And today he was fishing and he got some hooks. He got some big ones today. Yeah, the stuff that he does and he puts out is just hilarious. And yeah, I think it's great. But what people need to realise is it's all done out of jest. It's a joke. It doesn't mean anything on it. This is a good way to end it, actually, for me. Don't take social media serious with some of the tweets that go out there because they're not. Read the room, read what it is, and be like, it's a joke. Calm yourself down. And it's not just a short one, it's a hell of a lot of tweets that go out. There's a comedic side to it. Learn it, take it on board. Yeah, we were messaging each other about it today, privately, and I said to people just need to take it as a joke because that's what it is. Don't be so serious in this world because you're going to live a miserable life. It's as simple as that. But he's great at what he does with Shoreham tweets when they go out. I think they were losing 5-0. They scored and he went, the comeback's back on. We're going to do it. And it's like...
Hey, guess what?
What? I'm done.
Bedtime. Bye.
See you later, people.
And he's gone.
Fuck me. He bored the shit out of me for that last minute. You see me go on my phone. Fucking hell. Get your coat, Lee. You've not pulled, but you've got a Blazing Squad member to answer to next week. All right.
Blazing squad.
Yeah, we're gonna take it back. We're gonna reverse the pod. All right, and we're gonna have the blazing.
That's before my time. So
Monty, when were you born? What year?
2006.
Fucking. So when you were born, yeah, the Blazing squad was about to split up.
Well, when you mentioned them, I did just have to Google them to find out who they
Oh
were.
no, Mike, we're getting old.
Oh, mate, I remember them. My wife remembers them all.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. Well,
So,
well,
what's
they
the
are
last
they are
topic we
around.
got? What's the last topic we got, lads?
Do you know what, lads?
No, we've talked about that's my wife. We talked about my fat jabs.
We haven't talked about Bill's Wills, the update.
Oh yeah, this was your little wheels underneath the goals, wasn't it? You
Yeah,
just slide
so-
out like
I still think it's a thing. I saw Wrexham have these weird goals as well. You see that their goal, obviously, you're never gonna. It's always gonna be on camera, so you're gonna know if a goal's gone in at Wrexham. But you see they had the bar at the back of the goal,
yeah,
and it didn't come out, didn't it? I think it was Garnacho's goal, right?
yeah.
Well, my wheels, right? This is how it's gonna work. We're gonna have a fin. I'm drawing it this week. We're gonna have it's gonna be a goal, yeah. The big wheels are gone. Underneath the goal, yeah, it's gonna have a butler. There's gonna be like a mechanism, because there's so many wheels there that they can take the weight. That you press the button and the wheels go out. Yeah, each side. It's like a rollerblade, like a long rollerblade down the side, each side. So press the button, they come up. Yeah, and then you can move the goal, and around the back as well. There'll be like a little bar at the back as well, and the little wheels around it. So you move the goal around like that, wherever you put it. You release the wheels, and the wheels fold, so the goal just drops to the floor. This means that you don't have the big wheel in the thing for better. It's just really thin, yeah, like a little thin, like a. Let me find something that it makes sense. Better not get my dildo out, but like, for example, like that, yeah. So the wheels will sit on the bottom. Press the button, wheels come out like that. And it's all the way along like a rollerblade, right? I'm telling you, when we make the first Bills Wheels goals, this could end up being this. We could change the game. Could change the game. All right. So I need about a bit of money. So I might go fund me on the go, because I haven't got insurance like a lot of the players haven't. But I need some money, and we're going to get Bill's Wheels on the like. Anyone wants to get involved in it and wants to change the game of football with me, and is sick and tired of those big horrible tires that always like snap or go funny. Imagine 20 wheels. And I know your wife wants to invest already, Mike. I know she wants to invest. What's that?
Works on a battery, yeah.
Pardon?
Works on a battery.
No, like little kind of like button, like, not a battery, like
a little hydraulic,
like a little mechanism that you push, like I don't know, like fucking kind of like you pulling the choke on your car or whatever, like back in the day, like just something like a little release button, like, you know. And you haven't, mate. And if you have, I'm fuming with you, because all I'll do is I'll take you to the call because I've got it on video. I've got video evidence. I made it up. So we'll see. Right, on that last one then, on current standing, who's going to be top 1, 2 in Ryman, South and County? Right, let's go County first. Right, so we'll start and we'll work our way up. So I obviously Godalming had a bit of a loss at the weekend, didn't they?
Yep.
So it means Infinity are only 4 points behind them. I know that Godalming have a game in hand, but it's only 4 points now going into the run-in. Do we think it's too late? Do you think it's too late for Infinity?
I think it will take a good one to beat Godalming.
Yeah.
That they've been there and thereabouts all season.
All season.
You know.
Right. Okay. So we're saying Godalming to win it, though, yeah.
Slipping up.
Right. Let's brush through it quick. Hayward Heath advantage. Look, the one thing Shoreham did, they let me down. 9 goals. Yeah, those 9 goals is an extra point for Hayward Heath. And it's not that I want Hayward Heath not to win it, but me and you had that stupid bet, Mike, didn't we? So
locked in, that is.
But yeah, now on plus 70, so they got 11 more goals. It's really going to be, unless one of them slips, that Sten and Hayward Heath game is huge. Isn't
Yeah, that's going to be a monster game, mate.
it? Yeah.
That's good for the league.
Yeah, it's great. Three Bridges lost. So Ryman South, which is the southeast, really. Yeah, I'm not going to do South Central because we got no teams fighting in there. We got every team's at the bottom. So Three Bridges are top, and they're top by 5 points, and they're got one game in hand over AFC Croydon Athletic. Whiteleaf and everyone else are too far behind now. Like Whiteleaf are 12 points behind. Three Bridges, and I've heard they've got a couple of injuries, and they've got a suspension coming up. I think they'll win it. I think they're going to win the league, and I think Krells has done an unbelievable job there, and they've supported him
win the league. 100%.
Yeah, they should. They should win it. They're goal machines, aren't they? But
a fucking good
Krells,
side, mate.
Oh, mate, they are 100%. But don't forget, 3 or 4 years ago, when Krells 4 years ago, they were struggling to make sure they didn't get relegated, and what Krells has done in that period of time, he's transformed that club, that first team. So fair play to him, and I really, really hope for him and for the club, because I think Three Bridges is a lovely, lovely club, that they get the league win and they get to get up to Ishman Prem and fair fucking play. And that's it for me.
I think that's it for me, Monty.
Nothing more, no.
Well, I'll keep you updated with the fat jabs. Cheltenham
You
teams.
know you're going to put more weight on this week, don't you?
Mate, I put on a pound near enough, haven't I? Fucking we'll see. All right, everyone, go and check out www.dugout-ai.com. Go and download the app. Go from there. It's all on there. Monty, thank you for joining us again.
Thank you.
Billy, it's been a pleasure to be part
Always.
of your life story tonight, mate.
Thank you, mate.
You know what I mean?
It's your life.
And with that, we will end. Thank you ever so much. And Lee, he's already in bed. We love him.